So, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Talent Finders would like to welcome Dr. Susan Levitt, and author. So, welcome, Susan. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, hi, how are you? It is lovely to see you finally.
Yes.
Okay.
So Susan, to get into to start off, obviously I'd like to congratulate you on all your achievements, um, in all you've achieved. So can you just share a little bit or give a bit of background about how your entrepreneurial journey started, and also obviously what inspired you, or what was the inspiration for writing the book? So if you could just give the audience a bit of background.
Well, I would say that I should begin who I am.
Yes, exactly.
Saint-Exupéry said that you are from your childhood, like you're from the country.
Yes.
So everything comes from your family and education. So I started my medical education in Russia. Um, you know, Many people ask me, what is the biggest obstacle in your life?
Yes.
And I said, my biggest obstacle is anti Semitism. This
Yes.
is a drama that never leaves me and our family
Yes.
and all the generation from the great great grandmother and grandfather till today.
Yes.
Well, of course, despite everything, I did my best. I finished my school with the medal of achievement. I went to medical school. I didn't finish the medical school in Russia because we decided to immigrate to Israel
Yes.
because of the problem that I explained to you.
Yes.
And then in Israel, when I showed my documents, they said, oh, you have to go back and start again. So I did. I didn't know Hebrew. It was a problem
Yes.
because all the lecture was on Hebrew, and uh, the papers that they gave us to read was in English. Both those languages I didn't know.
Yes.
So I needed to capture that again.
Wow.
And as a result, what happened? I was listening in Hebrew, reading in English, and crying in Russian.
Wow.
That's how it happened.
Yeah.
But because my husband and my father, they believed in me so, so much. They believed that I can do everything.
Yes.
And this trust in me made them help me
That's amazing.
and go through the hell
Yes.
and really coming through and eventually enjoying such incredible success.
That's
And
amazing.
of course, as I would say to you, there are several, the most important part uh, in my life, in my career. I mean, of course, the family
Yes.
is my biggest jewel. There
Yes.
is no question about that. And I'm very proud of my family. I have two kids. I mean, when I say kids, don't get me wrong. They are big, they
Yes.
are
Grown
completely
adults now.
successful, yes.
Yeah.
And one is a medical doctor, associate professor at Columbia Presbyterian, and another one is a district attorney at uh, at uh, at New York uh, district, uh, kind of district attorney anyway. So what happened is that they really achieved. They get their own family, and very successful to young people.
That's amazing. So you wrote the book. You wrote a book. So if you could, if you could, kind of give our audience, what was the motivation or inspiration of the book, and how did it come about that you chose to write a book? So I don't know if you want to give us a background.
Well, I definitely can talk about that because it took a while before I was mature enough to emotionally
Yes.
to write this book because first of all, I never got the time. I constantly was reading and passing the exam and working and thinking about the family. I didn't have the time to write, but somewhere deep in my heart, I was dreaming maybe one day I will be able to write a book. And my family very much encouraged me and my friends because when we started to talk and when I started to give stories of my life in Russia, in Israel, the Yom Kippur War, in Africa, with all the colorful description of a different, unusual stories that came to my way.
Yes.
I was constantly encouraged. Write the book. Write the book is so beautifully interesting.
Yes.
So
An
one
incredible
day,
story. I mean, you've got amazing stories.
and one day I decided I will.
Yes.
And then I sat. And believe it or not, uh, it was very interesting because my first chapter, which wasn't first in the book, but it was the chapter of my, when I um, kind of said officially in medical school that I'm going to leave to Israel. I didn't have any other choice. I needed to tell them because I needed to receive my documents that I studied there.
Yes.
And then they said, okay, you come before you get your document, come and tell to the medical school community what happened and how you arrived to this decision. And then, and my father said to me, Susan, be strong. If it will be too hard, just supposedly, with your eyes open, close your eyes and think how beautiful it will be, how it will be Mediterranean Sea, how it will be sun and friendly and no more anti-Semitism. And here I came. All the corridors were so quiet. I got a feeling maybe I am mistaken. Maybe maybe it's a different day.
Yeah.
But no, I enter the hall and I look around. People, the students were all over. They were sitting on the floor, on the window. It was not even one little spot for one more person to sit.
Wow.
And then I was standing there in front of them. Behind me, all those people representing the Communist Party, the Komsomol, with the um, red big um, uh, map. And and then the question begins.
Yeah.
And how dare you are? You are ungrateful person. Your husband will be a meat for our tongues, and all this kind of thing.
Mm.
And they were thinking that I'm going to cry, to plead. No,
No.
I did not, because I was thinking exactly like my father said
Mm.
about Mediterranean Sea, about Israel, about sun, and all this. And this was, believe it or not, it's in the middle of the book, but this was the first chapter
Yes.
that I wrote.
Wow.
First chapter. And it is my grandson that was with me, and we together kind of during discussion, we were talking about that. We were trying to build this chapter in a most appropriate way. And that's how I started. And then, of course, uh, it was like a big, strong stream of water.
Mm.
It just started.
Wow.
And I wrote a book. But because my personality is very, um, I'm so obsessed with being perfect that
Yes.
I read and I tried and I change and I get back and I change again and then I put the book to rest and then I tried again and finally I delivered the book.
That's
And now I
amazing.
have the book that called Journey to My Dream. And this is the true and interesting story.
That's amazing. So it's written in English and now in Russian.
Yeah,
So do you see this an advantage reaching more readers, and what impact will your work have on women across the world?
I think that the main message that
Yeah.
I want to kind of to give to the public, to the readers, is if you persevere,
Mm.
if you believe, if you have a strong power in your heart, you will achieve everything. There
Yes.
is nothing that will stay and be a barrier. No, nothing.
That's amazing. So your father's role as a war hero and your grandmother's remarkable resilience are examples of a powerful family presence throughout the book. So how did their examples of strength influence your own perseverance?
Um, you know, this is a really difficult question. When I say difficult,
Mm.
because it has a lot of different angles to it, like everything in life.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say that my entire family, not only my grandparents,
Yes.
you know, in a wonderful musical um, for example, um, a different, um, как сказать, произведение, это musical pieces.
Yes.
Uh, you have uh, piano
Mm.
and you have forte,
Yes.
right? So if it wouldn't be piano, it wouldn't be forte because everything together make this musical piece. And the same in life.
Yes.
You have a very forceful uh, influence and
Yes.
very soft influence, but together they shaped me. So, of course, my father, because this is his personality, he was very domineering,
Yes.
very strong. So that's why in my book it's coming as well strong.
Yes.
But believe me, without presence of my mother, my father will not exist.
Yeah.
Our family will not exist.
Yeah.
So it's needed this beautiful um, this beautiful composition of piano and forte.
Mm.
And the same thing about our grandparents. Yes, my grandmother, beautiful person,
Mm.
magnificent heart, strong. But remember, it was a grandfather, without which it wouldn't happen.
Yes.
So, what I'm trying to say that it's the same thing in politics, in the same thing in life, in everything.
Mm.
You have forte, you have piano, and then the music begins.
Yes. That's amazing. So, as for the books, the arts have always played an important role in your life. From your interest in music, as you've just mentioned, from a young age, being a lifelong voracious reader, um, to your parents reading Russian and foreign classics to each other in their study, with that lifelong connection to literature, how does it feel to know? um how does it feel now to have the book out in the world, like, from all these other things that influenced you?
Well, I would say that when I was in the second, third, fourth grade, and when I was formed as a little girl that was surrounded by literature
Yes.
and surrounded by music,
Yeah.
because I started my music lessons when I was 5 years old.
Yes.
And when I was already on my third grade, fourth grade, enough to understand, I was coming home with my wonderful friend Anna,
Mm.
and she was my companion for years and years. And we were coming home. And as we were opening the study, here is my father and my mother sitting together in the couch. It was already 8:30, 9 o'clock, and they were reading to each other
Mm.
classical things, Feichtwanger, um, Bunin, um, Lermontov, all these classics, Stefan Zweig. And as we were coming there, we were sitting very quietly nearby, listening. Not that we fully understood
Mm.
everything, no, but we really felt it. We really, it gave us the beginning.
Yes.
And my friend, recently, when we are talking over the phone, she lives in Israel and I am here in New York, as you well know.
Yes.
Uh, she told me, I want you to know that your family influence is with me until today.
Wow.
My gratitude for my intellectual force
Mm.
is just because of your family. And of course, useless to say about me that
Mm.
without them, I don't believe that I will be the way I am.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
So,
why I started my book with this particular uh, statement from Saint-Exupéry.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what advice do you have for women and entrepreneurs who want to make a positive impact in the world?
First of all, you have to decide
Yes.
what do you want
Yes.
and why do you want that
Mm,
and what impact it will have to people. This is number one. And when you mature in your uh, thought
mm,
and you are truly understanding what do you want to achieve, then you can go and talk so that showing your example what you did,
mm.
do as I do, and uh, just do as I do,
Yes.
and give your thought
Mm,
around, give the message. If you
yes.
believe that it's a strong message, that it's a good message, that it will have a positive impact.
Yeah, absolutely. So that leads me to the final question. How will your book help women and men alike and find themselves on their own self discovery journey? And what legacy or how would you like to be remembered?
Ah, uh, I think that this is too early to ask me how I would like to be remembered. But, well, I would like to be remembered as strong, as passionate,
Mm,
as productive, as strong willed, a person that can influence surroundings strongly by personal example.
yes, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Susan. It was wonderful to have you. And if people would like to connect with you, what would be the best platforms to do so? And if people would like to buy the book, we'll obviously put a link in the podcast. But yeah, if you could just let us know how people could connect with you.
Was I mean, if you want a book in English, you go Amazon.com, Dr. Susan Levitt, Journey to My Dream.
Amazing. Well,
If you want a book in Russian,
yes.
you go Lulu.com, Dr. Susan Levitt, um, Journey to My Dream. In Russian will be, um, let me look, Стремление к мечте. I know that you don't know Russian, but
But
nevertheless,
they may be
if somebody will listen to that,
Yes.
so стремление к мечте, which is the same thing like Journey to My Dream.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I'd love to have you back again in the future to see where you are in your journey. And it was such a privilege and honor to have you on the podcast. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Lovely talking to you.